angry. No. Oh, you're dumb. Hurt yourself. You're dumb. Go potty. Stupid dog. Fell. Hurt himself. Oh, I think he's fine. You good? You good? You're gonna slow down so you don't. You good? Stop! Okay. Trying to eat your food.
The ship won't work underwater. Timbers are wearing thin. Let's just hope some robot doesn't kill everybody. The important thing is that we don't panic. There are rules for situations like this. He may have ocean madness, but that's no excuse for ocean rudeness. Ocean madness. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's always something, ain't it? Duh. It's her. I can breathe and talk, just like a fish. Oh, you speak fish?
Bro, 3:04. I still gotta cut time. And 3 even. Go to hell. So the prompt for day 1 is, why am I starting this vlog? Now granted, this is not the beginning of the vlog, but I did want to take the opportunity to go back to the origins of the vlog and why it was done in the first place. Originally, when we under T3G Media first started doing a vlog, which was in 2014, believe it or not. It was very infrequent. It was usually when the three of us were hanging out, because obviously, if you are unaware, T3G stands for those three guys. So yeah, when the three of us were together, if we went to a convention or something, we would do a vlog. Super infrequent. If you look at the season 1 playlist, I think there's maybe 2 or 3 vlogs in that. So the original thing was just kind of to communicate with the audience, just to communicate with this, which is ironic because I just recently went through all those unanswered comments, and for me having not communicated, for all of us having not communicated with the audience for so long, so it's kind of ironic. And then now, kind of the current impetus for doing a vlog is to document my whole process. Everything that's, I mean, shit, if you go just a year back, if you go 6 months back, I was a whole different, trajectory, whole different direction. I mean, even now, from 2 weeks ago, like, not necessarily 2 weeks ago, but like a month ago, I was still like, oh, I'm going to do this tech support thing, and I'm going to take that money, roll it into the creative projects and stuff. When in reality, that's not possible. And that's something that kind of like finally, like, it was like, almost like have you ever seen Hellraiser? That fucking puzzle box? When it finally like clicks in the right place and slides in and forms the fucking cube. That's what happened. It just took a little while for that to coalesce, because if I'm working to pay bills, right, if I'm putting in maximum amount of time, maximum amount of energy into a business, which I will require in order, like, I require all the money from that, at least most of the money from that, to make bills, the business isn't really growing. And if anything, the time to push that, and establish it would have been literally day one. Sort of the thing I had said I would always do from the outset. Like if I was like, oh, if I was to be let go, if they were to get rid of me, next day, same day, I would just be like, boom, 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 let me do some tech support. I have this skill set that I can fall back on. But it's still something that I don't want to do. It's one of those things like, now it's not that I don't want to. It's funny because it's a while ago I was like, oh, I don't want to do it because I don't want to fix computers for the rest of my life. And it took me a long time to be like, oh, I don't have to do it for the rest of my life. I just have to do it long enough to facilitate other things happen. And now I don't want to do it because I don't want to do tech support. I am like, I just don't want to do it. I hate doing it. It's technically, on a technical level, it's easy. But I think I'm too invested in it. And I think just the fact of how I've reacted to this job, I think that's made me realize exactly like where I was mentally. And that's why for 7 years, I was so pissed off and I was so angry and I hated that job so much because I'm invested in technology. I'm invested in, like, personally, emotionally, mentally. I'm invested in people having good shit and being able to use good shit and knowing how to operate a fucking computer. Like, simple shit that I think it can be very hard for others. And then on top of that, you have the failings of a company. So like the company I was working for, the way they approached their business model changed over the years, and they have gone to a more profit-minded approach. From my perspective, at least that's how I see it. And it sacrifices usability. Several times throughout my career there, they sacrifice literal usability, user-friendliness, and then it's up to me and others who work in the customer service tech support position to have to then navigate customers and users through that. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm pissed off that this changed. I'm pissed off this menu is no longer where it used to be, and now you have to go dig for it. I'm pissed off. You're pissed off. I'm pissed off that you're pissed off. Like, I'm pissed off for you. So I'm like double pissed off. As soon as the customer calls in, they're like, oh, fuck, where is this shit? Like, it was there. It's always been, on this left side, and now it's no longer there. And I was like, yeah, so actually they changed it. And like, I feel you. I liked it there too. And I'm trying, as opposed to what I really want to say is, yeah, they fucked that up, right? Like, I was too invested in tech support. I'm too invested in it psychologically, and I just don't think I would be very good at it. Because I think I've moved beyond my filter. I think in tech support, I am just really at a point where I just can't filter anymore. I don't think I could do it as a job. I would have if I had to, but this job is just not that. Like, it's just regular customer service. It's taking orders, and it's honestly something where I'm like, it's like secondary skills. Like, it's shit that I can do without really thinking about it. And the way I'm seeing it, the way it's at least playing out in my mind is, I'm going to be able to go to work, do the job, not stress out about the job, because it's like, job is a job. I take the order, process it, make sure it's entered correctly. I mean, I don't know the exact job, so I'm just kind of filling in the blanks for myself. But it's like, I'm going to do the job, and then I'm going to go home and not have to think about the job, because it's not like something that I'm invested in as far as like, oh, like, was the order entered correctly? Like, it's either entered correctly or it's not, and I'll deal with it tomorrow, and I don't have to think about it, because it's not like computer shit. Computer shit, like, matters to me. So even when I'm done with someone, if it's like, let's say it was a menu change or whatever, oh, they changed this menu, and I helped 30 people with this fucking menu thing today, and I, log off work, and all I'm thinking about is, I can't believe they changed this fucking menu. Like I can't, why would you take that off? Like, such a stupid, So, like, this whole process of all day, I'm thinking about this thing that at the end of the day, it really isn't that big a deal. But it's like I'm so invested in technology that sucks. Like it sucks as a user. Like when they moved some shit in Android, like between a couple versions back, and I was like, why can't I fucking find? Like it's frustrating when I know what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm like, I know this fucking menu exists. They moved it, I don't know where, so now I have to figure out, is it under display? Is it, I don't like that shit. So like I know the frustration. I can really empathize with people who are pissed off the shit got changed in their technology. So that's why. Whereas like I take orders, like if I'm taking orders, like people take orders. Sometimes orders get screwed up, sometimes orders don't get screwed up. But like I need X, please put in an order. Okay. It just seems honestly like a much simpler transaction. All that to say, because I've worked that out, jeez, man, that was 10 minutes of 10 minutes of this is why I need to be a storyteller. I like telling stories. That was a whole story to get to the point that finishing that Catalyst story, the cost of information. Damn it, there's something. It's like right there. It's right there. There's something. I don't know what it is. There's a term. There's a name for it. I don't know what it is. Anyway, the cost of information, tentative title. Finishing that freed up all this space. I sat down and as I was driving one day, I was thinking about the novel that I'm now working on, the full length novel that I'm working on. And it kind of just like clicked into place into this other bigger thing that was kind of like really back burner because it was supposed to be this like trilogy thing. And now I'm even thinking about like, does it need to be a trilogy? It's one of those things that, first of all, I'm realizing how important it is to embrace the medium, right? If I'm going digital, I don't need certain page counts. I don't need certain formats. Like I could just do whatever the fuck I want. Realizing that it's like clicked into this place, and now I sat down and I started doing this what fucking outline. This they call it a snowflake outline, and I think I talked about this in the vlog already, but it was like I sat there and I had to kill off half my fucking team, right? Because it was like I can't write. There's just not room. Not even that I can't write. I could write 12 characters. I could write interesting stories for 12 characters. But I need 7 fucking books to do it, right? I need 7 books to tell this whole story. If I'm just focused on these characters, and there is something to that. That's definitely an approach. I mean, that's kind of what Lord of the Rings is, right? Lord of the Rings is going through this whole thing where you're following characters, you're following the characters' growth, characters' development. Yeah, you're slowly following them along this journey, which as the many memes say, like could have just fucking called one of those hippogriff things and just flown over to the fucking. But nonetheless, the point is, it's the character that drives the story. But I'm like, the story is really important. Like the thing that they're trying to achieve in this novel has to happen, and I need room for it to happen. And these characters are driving the story still. But then I realized, looking at it when I was breaking down the characters, and it was like, I need to write these 12 separate, distinct, interesting arcs all within a novel. And it was one of those things where it's like, you look at the X-Men, there's, let's say 50 X-Men, right? But it's 80 fucking years of X-Men. They had time to flesh these motherfuckers out. I can't run in the door with 12 fucking main characters. It's just not practical. So even that forced me to think about, let me get some of the characters combined. Some of these people can have two abilities at the same time. So I think it's now going to be even more interesting. I renamed some of them, give them some more like funny and like referential names and things like that. So like I kind of made it better already by just having to do that. So having freed that space, here I am already creating better shit. because I'm not worried about that story anymore. Like I sat down, I did a rough edit, cleared up continuity issues, and then just push that to the editor. Like Celeste is gonna take that to the next step. I gave it to a couple people to read over, give me some thoughts. But other than that, like I don't have to worry about like defining that story for a while. Once that's done, we're gonna put that out, and maybe depending on what happens with my boy Danny, might even go to fucking C2E2 with it. You know, who knows? But nonetheless, in the meantime, I'm crafting this bigger narrative, which leads me back to answering this fucking question, documenting my journey in storytelling. Like the thing that I really like this whole thing, this whole fucking 20-minute thing that I'm probably gonna cut down, you probably won't see most of it, is just to say that I'm doing this vlog to document this whole process. It would be like the best and coolest thing that in 5, 10, I don't know, 20 years, you know, I'm on my fucking 3rd bestseller, 5 movies out, whatever, you know, whatever the fuck is going on. And I can put together a documentary and put it out and be like, we started with these basic ass, bullshit ass fucking stories, little shit here and there, you know, a minute 30 fucking short narrative film, these things, and like show that process and be like, you can too, motherfucker. Because that's the thing. There are people who are like, holy shit, like a novel. I mean, I was that way too. Fucking 10 years ago, a novel, I was like, oh shit, like that's gonna be years down the line. We're gonna need to sit down. We need a fucking panel of writers. We're gonna need to do this whole big fucking thing. It was gonna be me, Dan, Celeste. We were gonna like create and craft this big fucking universe. Whereas I just wrote a story and I'm putting it out as a novella. I'm writing a novel right now. And yeah, I've fitted it into this bigger thing through these kind of new narrative, like new non-linear narrative practices that I've kind of, I don't know if I'm taking it from something else or whatever, but I've just had this idea where I can write this, you know, this thing, and it can be in this other bigger thing, but not directly. It doesn't have to be there directly. You know, I don't have to pull specific things from this, because this is telling a specific story in a specific period in history, well, the future, but future history, and that next bigger thing is telling a much later period. And in trying to like relate those two, I was like, oh, there's this other period that could be an interesting story too. Again, loosely related to the stuff that happens after, but there's this period in the middle where I'm like, like the like beyond all that, we're colonizing the moon, we're like these things, and I feel maybe that could be like a novella, like, you know, what happened in between, I don't know, but it's just like as I was doing it, I was like, oh shit, there's this period that interesting things could happen, the colonization of the moon, the push to Mars, like the exploration of the solar system. I don't know, there's something there, but I'm just letting that kind of happen in the background while I build this first thing. It's not this massive sprawling thing, because like the big thing, the thing that takes place further on, was literally meant to be like an epic sci-fi cosmic war trilogy. And now I'm kind of thinking about it like, does this need to be this long? Is this something that we could tell more impactfully in smaller chunks or in shorter format? Can it be 2 books? You know, like, how can we break this down? Like, if I do this maybe even as 1 book, could it be done as 1 book? Because I'm finding it just better to write something a little more fast-paced. Just for me. You know, maybe I just don't have the linguistics to carry people through with my flowery language and beautiful descriptions of things. Or maybe I just want a fucking action flick. Like, I want an action flick. I want to plow through a fucking story. Like, honestly, I thought Iron Widow was wonderfully crafted, beautiful narrative, like incredible universe, so fucking fast paced. So much cool shit was happening, and in the midst of all that, there was this massive romantic plot, subplot, whatever. I think it's a plot thing. It's one of the plot lines inside of the book. All the while, fucking monsters and shape shifting robots and chi blasts and all this shit, super cool shit. But it was all told very tightly. It's kind of what I want to do. I want to do this like tight fucking storytelling. That's why I think cutting these 12 into 6, combining some of these abilities becomes interesting. It becomes interesting, and the refinement process is exciting. So ultimately, yes, to answer the question one more time, the reason I'm doing this vlog currently is to document my journey in storytelling. So here we are. That was day 1. And tomorrow is, do we really need another vlog? Reiterate your purpose, let your sense of humor come out in this one. I feel like I just did that. But I'll ponder on it. I'll sleep on it. We'll see what we come up with tomorrow. That's going to be it for this one. I'm sure I'm going to cut this down because we're at what? 20 minutes already. Shit. On just this clip. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure you're going to see only a fraction of this. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.